My name is Prasmita and I am working as an assistant professor in Viswadaya Institute of Technology and Science. I would like to discuss with all the first BTech second semester JNTU Anantapur students the syllabus of Python programming and data science. Let us get into the details. The very first unit, we are going to learn about Introduction to Python. So in this, we will learn what is Python, what are the features of Python, why we have to learn Python, what are the data types, operators available in Python, how to take an input, how to display an output, and how can you change the flow of these statements, the control flow of the statements. And also in Python we don't have character data type, so we are calling them as strings. So what are the strings, what are the basic operations that we can perform on the strings, and what are the string testing methods, this we are going to learn. Coming to the list, dictionaries and tuples. These are built-in data types of Python and these will be used to store the collection of data under a single name. The collection may be of similar type or various types. Coming to the list, it is changeable as well as ordered and it allows the duplicates. Whereas dictionaries are changeable and it will not allow the duplicates, and it is ordered also. Where tuples are ordered but unchangeable. What is this? What exactly it means? Where list, dictionaries and tuples are used? This we are going to learn in Unit 1 of Python Programming and Data Science. Coming to the second unit, here we are going to learn about the functions and exceptions. We already learned in the first semester C language what is a function. In simple words, a function is nothing but a well-defined task and it performs that particular task, and all these functions can be reused any number of times so that you can reduce the code of the program and also reduce the complication of the coding. So we are going to learn about functions in second unit, as well as we are going to learn about the exceptions. There are two things that we should know, that are errors and exceptions. Error means which you cannot handle and it comes at a runtime. If I say, for example, memory is completely used and you are trying to store some data. When you are doing the program, you don't get any logical error, but when you are trying to store the data, the program will abruptly stop and you can't expect this. It can happen. So which you cannot handle are called errors, but if you can expect and handle it beforehand, then that is considered as exception. For example, if I say if a number is divided with a 0, then you will get an exception, and without stopping your execution of the program, you can get into the program, you can change the modifications and then you can run the program later on. But once an error occurs, your system may crash, which you cannot stop. Hope you understand that. Coming to the third unit, here we are going to learn about NumPy, Pandas and Matplotlib. So these NumPy is nothing but numerical Python. So a numerical Python is used to find the data analysis. It is used for data analysis and especially it is used for multi-dimensional array oriented computations. It will do a faster mathematical computations. on arrays and matrices. Coming to the pandas, this panda is similar to your NumPy, but it is most widely used libraries in Python for data science purposes, and it provides a high performance and easy to use structures and data analysis tools. Coming to the matplotlib, this is especially used for data visualizations for data science, data analysis. Okay, it is a cross-platform data visualization and graphical plotting library for Python. We are going to learn about these three libraries in third unit. Coming to the fourth unit, here we are going to learn about pattern recognition and machine learning. So what is pattern recognition? If I tell you in a simple words, if you are going to a shopping mall and selecting the size of your shirt, you are doing pattern recognition. If I say one more example, like nowadays many students or many people are using face recognition while taking the photos and uploading it in the social media. This is a kind of pattern recognition, right? So this we are going to learn what is a pattern, what are the features of pattern, how to represent the patterns, and how to reduce the dimensionality, and also we are going to learn about the machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but it is a subset of artificial intelligence, and it focuses on using statistical techniques like classification, regression, cost functions, clustering, etc. to build intelligent computer systems in order to learn from data sets available to it. Especially machine learning is used to improve the productivity of the business. And then what is classification, what is clustering, what is regression, what are the cost functions, this we are going to learn. So coming to the classification, let us suppose a bank is trying to provide distributed loans to the customers. Before giving the loans to the customers, that bank will have a data of the customer, and it will analyze what is the ability to pay back the loans by considering the factors like customers' earnings, savings, and financial status, financial history, etc. And then it will take the information. Based on that information, it will take the decisions whether to be loan is given to the particular customer or not. Okay. So for that we are going to do the classification of the data. For that we are going to use linear and non-linear classifications, and so many other things we are going to learn in classification. And what is clustering? Clustering is nothing but if you are grouping together a similar kind of data into different categories, then that is considered as a group of a similar type of classification data sets are called as clusterings. Okay. So these things we are going to learn in fourth unit. So fourth unit is purely about machine learning and pattern recognition techniques. And coming to the fifth unit, here we are going to learn about a deep learning. So what is deep learning? Means you are making your system to work as intelligent as a human brain using multi-layer perceptors. Here what is perceptor? You can think a perceptor is similar like your neurons on your brain. So there are so many neurons in your brain which will communicate with each other to provide a proper communication with the other humans. Similar way, here we are making a system to understand digits, text, faces, etc. by teaching it multi-layer perceptions. Usually there will be 2 to 3 layers, but if you are using deep learning, you can go up to 150 layers. So how we are going to do this one? And we are also going to learn about CNN, RNN and LSTM. So CNN is nothing but convolution neural networks, and RNN is nothing but recurrent neural networks, and LSTM means long short time memory. So these are the types of methods that you are going to use for deep learning, which is a part of artificial intelligence that imitates the human brain in processing the data and creating patterns for use in the decision making techniques. So deep learning is also called as deep neural learning. So here we are going to learn the data science models as well, but we are going to learn all these things in a very basic level. We are not going into a depth because deep learning is a very vast syllabus. Here, as per the syllabus of JNTU Anantapur, we are going to learn, somewhere we have to start learning this, because everywhere today we are living with systems. If you 10 years before, we never know that if you order food with few clicks, 10 years before it was unimaginable thing, but today everybody are doing that. Earlier we never know how a car will run without a driver, but now self-driving cars are available. All these things are using deep learning. So when you are giving some data, when you are making your machine to be act like a human, that time you have to give lots and lots of input to that particular machine. So let us suppose if you are using a self-driving car, you have to give lots of information like complete details about your driving path, as well as many pictures of that scenarios and everything. If you are teaching it, it will take that data into some different layers and make it a decision. Based on the decision, if an abstract occurs, it will stop or it will take the action just like a human being. Nowadays, a simple thing I'll tell you, like if you are using a Google map, it is giving you in the way you are going, whether it is having a lot of traffic or not, how it is giving the information based on the previous data. What is that previous data? When you are going, we are using the Google map, you are giving your location information. So when you are giving the location information, it is taking that information from different users, and based on that information, it is giving time, date, and the process, daytime or night time, and previously how that traffic signals are having floating of the passengers, etc., will be taken into consideration. Based on that one, it is giving an information how long you are going to get into that traffic and how to avoid that, which ways are there, alternative paths are there, everything it is providing using deep learning techniques. So we are not going into that depth, but we are also going to learn at least the basics of deep learning and machine learning in our Python programming and data science syllabus. Thank you students. This is all for today's video. In the next video lecture, we are going to start our Python programming basics. Thank you.